Dunbar. Best individual playoff performances on teams that didn't win a title since 2000. June 25, 2024. Best individual playoff performances on teams that didn't win a title since 2000. 0 of 8. Matty Meyer. Getty Images. Connor McDavid electrified the sport enough for the Edmonton Oilers to snap their 3-decade Stanley Cup drought. Sometimes performances from players on losing teams get lost in history, but we're here to give them their rightful shine. Jay Dunbar and Joey Ackley teamed up to name the best individual playoff performances from players whose teams didn't win at all. They chose 2 players each from the Big Four: NFL, NBA, MLB and NHL. Only players whose teams lost in the championship round were considered, which, for example, eliminated Carlos Beltran's 2004 postseason run. The player's entire playoff run was taken into account, but their performance in the championship round was given the most weight. 2001 Allen Iverson. 1 of 8. Ezra Shaw. 2001 playoff stats: 32.9 ppg, 6.1 ape, 4.7 rpg, 2.4 spring, 38.9 fg%. 2001 finals stats: 35.6 ppg, 3.8 ape, 5.6 rpg, 1.8 spring, 40.7 fg%. The only argument against Allen Iverson's inclusion is his field goal percentage, so let's address that immediately. The league-wide field goal percentage for the 2001 NBA playoffs was 42.9. So among guards, who don't get as many high percentage looks as bigger players, Iverson's field goal percentage was average. But considering he was carrying his team's offense in a way few others ever have, the field goal percentage is understandable. Frankly, the Philadelphia 76ers had one of the worst offensive supporting casts for a superstar I've ever seen. Iverson was options 1, 2 and 3. Option 4 was Dikembe Mutombo finishing at the rim off a pass from Iverson. Option 5 was Aaron McKie hitting a jump shot off an Iverson drive and kick. The 76ers had to win 2 games 7 seconds to make the finals. Iverson's numbers in those games: minus 21 points and 16 assists in a 1-point win over Toronto. Minus 44 points and 7 assists in a comfortable win over Milwaukee. In the finals, the Lakers entered with an 11-0 playoff record, but Iverson spoiled their run at perfection with 48 points, 6 assists and 1 Tyrone Lue step-over in a 76ers Game 1 win. The answer averaged over 30 points in all 4 playoff series. Ackley. 2002 Barry Bonds. 2 of 8. Jeff Gross. Getty Images. 2002 playoff stats: 356.581.978, 8 HR, 16 RBI, 27 BB. 2002 World Series stats: 471.700, 1.294, 4 HR, 6 RBI, 13 BB. The numbers are staggering, but perhaps the most startling number is that Barry Bonds was intentionally walked 7 times in the 2002 World Series. Only 2011 Albert Pujols was intentionally walked more in an entire playoffs. Pitchers and managers were justified in fearing Bonds. In the 2002 playoffs, the 7-time NL MVP hammered 8 times in 45 at-bats, and he was even better in the World Series, with 4 home runs and 17 at-bats. Bonds had the Giants on the brink of their first World Series victory in San Francisco, but they couldn't hold a 5-0 lead in Game 6 against the Angels. They then lost Game 7, and Bonds never returned to the World Series, finishing his career without a ring. Ackley. 2003 Gene Sebastian Jeter. 3 of 8. Elsa. Getty Images. Ackley. 2002-3 playoff stats: 20 games, 5 shutouts, 948 save PCT, 1.62 GA. 2003 Stanley Cup final stats: 6 games, 1 shutout, 915 save PCT, 2.53 GA. Before Connor McDavid dominated his way to a Conn Smythe nod in this year's playoffs while falling in the Stanley Cup final, goalie Gene Sebastian Jeter pulled off a similar feat for the then mighty Ducks of Anaheim in 2003. In pushing the upstart Ducks past the Red Wings, Stars and Wild during his first ever postseason, the then 25-year-old posted a 960 save percentage while running up a 12-2 record that included 4 shutouts in the initial 3 rounds. Having turned 26 days before the Cup final, Jeter went toe-to-toe with the New Jersey Devils and legendary netminder Martin Brodeur, putting up another shutout in Game 4 and posting a 910 save percentage in the series while pushing the favored Devils to 7 games. Had the Ducks won, 7th-seeded Anaheim would have been the lowest-seeded team to ever win the Cup. In all, Jeter